Hey guys, welcome back to Chaotic TV's selected games from IronSquid Chapter 2. This is match 4 of Group C in the bottom left on Tomb Valley, Game 3 of this series between the Yellow Terran, Team Prime's MarineKing, also MKP, in the top right of GSL's and Tomb Valley. I think I already said that. But we have the blue player switching from the pink color, playing for Team Liquid.net. I think blue is a bit more appropriate. He is Taeja. He was able to counteract MarineKing's different set of style this time. MarineKing going for a forward supply depot rather than building it behind his mineral line. Maybe it's just a map choice. Taeja doing the same. These two players are going to be essentially even up until I think they scout. Neither player has scouted early so far in this game. Excuse me, this series. And we really have to see what's going to happen between these two. I'm really curious to see if MarineKing is going to pursue the style that he played in the last two games, which was a heavy aggression, really quick meching, in my opinion. I keep saying I gotta break that habit. It's like saying like in a sentence as if I were a Valley girl. So, talking about styles, yes. MarineKing trying this early mech style, and he's going to keep, if he's going to keep trying to do it, and I'm sorry viewers for the messed up speech of mine, doing what I can. We have actually a gas really quickly after barracks before for Taeja, before barracks, gas for Taeja, and MarineKing is actually switching up his style and going for an early expansion, as opposed to Taeja, who has done this in the last two games. Taeja, it looks like, might be the one to put on some early aggression, and we're just going to keep on watching to see what unfolds here. Both players are finally getting the barracks, and we see an orbital command coming out for Taeja, much quicker than MKP. If he builds a command center right now, they might end up at the same point at about the 5-minute mark, but MKP will have a higher SCV count. Ooh, MKP's going for a double barracks play right now. Means he's probably not going to be going for that early mech style. He's going to revert to his own personal MarineKing professional style. Taeja actually taking that central Zelnaga tower to do the earliest scouting we've seen all this series. Command center for Taeja coming down on the high ground. It's a bit safer, it's a bit later, but it's definitely worthwhile to saturate your main base if it's not already done because of that orbital command creation. Apologies for the sniffer. We have another barracks coming out for MKP, and he's going to start chunking out the Marines 3 at a time without any add-ons. We do see a reactor coming down and a factory for Taeja. That's what that early gas was for, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be doing some reactor battalions to combat the early Marines we're going to see out of MKP. Now, I'm really curious to see who's going to start the pressure across, but we see double gas coming down for MKP, and he's going to take out that neutral supply depot. But we don't see a whole lot of saturation or any SCV transfers to the low ground. But I'm curious as to, he hasn't reset his rally point. He's just going to let that burn down, the natural one. He's taking a little bit of pyromaniac joy in that. Now both players are about even at 30 supply. MarineKing supply block for just the slightest bit. Excuse me. Builds another supply depot and a starport coming down for Taeja to continue the 1-1-1 type of setup into the Banshee play. After this Marine, I'm sure we'll see a tech lab come down for Taeja, and MarineKingPRIME really is building an engineering bay, which will help ward off that Banshee play. The double gas may invite the choice of a later. Oh, he's going for a Viking. That's an interesting choice. I'm sure he's expecting more Banshee play out of MKP, but this might just be a slight build order iffiness, squiffy, as some British people would call it. Both players still not having found each other, going to the middle and then turning left each other. Now Taeja knows where MKP is, and MKP is about to figure out where Taeja is. So we have both players at about 50 supply. The army is the same in value, but slightly different. Oh, they're both mostly Marine heavy, but Taeja is definitely going for some different composition with these Hellions. Now, this is a huge Marine push across the map from Taeja. Taeja's a little bit scared right now. He's going to keep trying to delay this push. Big group up by MKP. You normally see this guy with the excellent splitting, and you see better micro from Taeja, surprisingly, out of these two. Continuing to push forward at the very edge of that blast radius. You want to get it in close if you can. With these kind of players, you're not going to be able to do that. You need Marines to be spread across the entire length of that 4-range blaze, 5-range blast from the Hellion. And we see a tank coming down right now for Liquid Taeja. And siege tanks being researched by him right now. MKP getting out of starport himself. And a reactor coming down on that factory, so he'll do a switch and get some medics out. And just go straight for that Marine Marauder medevac setup. Taeja continuing to keep his money low, drops 2 more barracks because he thinks Marines versus Marines, that works, and I've got better upgrades because I have 2 E-bays and MarineKing only has the 1. So if he can get both upgrades out before MarineKing attacks again, then he will be definitely on the front foot with regards to whoever wins that battle, essentially. If you go even number of Marines of one with the better upgrades definitely wins. And if he can get any siege tank blast into that fight, he's going to be very happy. This Hellion right here is just here to let out when MKP will move forward, but MKP knows it, and he's going to keep pushing that Hellion away so he doesn't get any scouting information. But he's going to scare Taeja a little bit by moving forward with that and make Taeja think that he's moving forward completely. I guess he is. He's going to stop in the middle a little bit and let his medevacs heal up those wounded members before he pushes forward. But we see a siege tank coming down for Taeja right now. More an armory finally coming out to keep up these upgrades, and a 3rd base actually is an interesting choice for Taeja. Knowing this push is coming across, he thinks he's going to survive it and get that siege up. And MKP, you better pre-split before you run in and make your concave and then push forward, because otherwise you're going to get blasted by those. Oh, there he goes. He's starting to split. The Hellion's forward, the bunker's there. Big blast from the siege tanks. Push forward to snipe them off, but all these Marines are coming down, and the SCVs are about to be pulled and run in. A big choke on the front. Siege tank on the high ground is going to be able to knock out a big group of these. The high ground getting vision from these medevacs, and they push forward to try to snipe on this tank. There's a whole lot of Marines dying. MKP still has the forces, and Taeja has no more army, so he taps out. GG. So MKP takes this series 2-1 over Team Liquid's Taeja. From Chaotic TV, I am KO, saying thanks for watching. If you have any replays you want to send to replays@chaotic.tv, then please do so, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.